Hello everybody. In this video we will be looking into the property of ambiguity in a grammar and also the steps that is required to eliminate this ambiguous nature of a grammar to parse the given input string. So basically a grammar that produces more than one parse tree for some sentence. So that sentence is kind of an input string. So the grammar that produces more than one parse tree for some input string is said to be ambiguous. So consider this grammar and this to be the input string. Okay, so we can say this in another way. An ambiguous grammar is one that produces more than one leftmost derivation or more than one rightmost derivation for the same input string. So that also can be told to be ambiguous. Alright, so to begin with, consider this grammar and the input string that it needs to parse is this one. So for this, let us take the leftmost derivation. So if we use the leftmost derivation, we will be getting these derivations. So basically, we are going to add it first. This is the leftmost derivation that is happening. So since it is leftmost, I have to start substituting from the or replacing the non-terminal from the left side. So I will be replacing it with id plus e, which in turn is replaced by this id is replaced by e star e, which in turn is replaced by id right from the left side. Finally, the last e is replaced by id. Alright, so this is one kind of leftmost derivation. To get this input string, so I can write another kind of leftmost derivation to get the same input string in this way. E derives E star E. I have this production, right? So if I choose this production and the leftmost derivation, now I have to start substituting from the left side. So I will substitute the value for E to be E plus E and write the remaining as it is. Now I will replace the value for E by id right from the left side. This in turn is replaced by id. Finally, it's replaced in this way. So to get this input string, we have got two types of leftmost derivations. So the corresponding parse tree that we can draw for this is E replaced by E plus E, which in turn is replaced by id first, and then this E is replaced by E star E. Again, this id is replaced, this E is replaced by id. Finally, the other E is replaced by id. So I have got E id plus id star id. This input string I have got. So for this leftmost derivation, the parse tree that can be drawn is in this way, right? This is the first production, and then this E is replaced by E plus E. Now leftmost derivation means substituting or replacing from the left side, right? See, I have got id plus id star id. So there are two kinds of or two different parse trees that is obtained for the same sentence, that is the same input string using this grammar. So now this grammar is said to be ambiguous. Alright, because we have got two parse trees. In order for the parser to parse the input string, the grammar should always be made unambiguous. Grammar should be always unambiguous to parse it, to parse the input string should be always unambiguous. To parse this input string, only then the parser can parse this input string. So we have to change or make some alterations in this grammar so that it can be made unambiguous. So we should look into steps so that we make this grammar to be unambiguous. Now, for this input string, in order to get only one parse tree, that means in order to obtain only one parse tree to parse this input string using this grammar, we have to concentrate mainly on two things, that is precedence and associativity. Precedence means always the grammar or the input string should be checked, and highest precedence always for this arithmetic expression should be given to whatever is there in the parenthesis first. Correct? That is then followed by the multiplication or the division operation. Then the last precedence or the lowest precedence is given to addition or subtraction. So this is the order in which precedence should be given for performing any arithmetic operations. Alright. Then associativity means always an arithmetic operation should be left associative. Left associative. Consider this input string id plus id plus id. So how are we going to calculate this? We are going to first add id plus id, and the result is added with the third id which is present over here. So this is the property of left associative. Correct, no? So the same concept has to be applied to this grammar, and some changes has to be made so that we can derive only one parse tree. Alright, only one derivation can be obtained to parse this input string. In such a way, we have to make the changes. For that, we are using this property, precedence and associativity. Alright, so in this grammar, in this parse tree which we saw over here, we should always, we should always follow or understand that parse tree parses or the parsing will be starting from the bottom to the root or the starting symbol. So always we will be calculating or computing whatever is there from the bottom in the parse tree, and after that we will be moving towards the root. So over here in this parse tree, we will be multiplying these two id first, and then the result will be added with this id. So this is a correct parse tree. It follows the precedence rules, right? Multiplication is first done and then there is addition that is done. But over here in this parse tree, what are we going to do? We are going to add two IDs first, and then it is going to get multiplied with the third ID, which is not following the left precedence property. So we should obtain a derivation or a parse tree in such a way that precedence is being followed. So when we draw a parse tree, we should always concentrate that towards the root, near the root, always there should be operation which has lowest precedence. Okay, so at the bottom of the parse tree, always there should be operation or the operator that is having highest precedence. For this input string, star is the one operator that is having highest precedence, so it is always at the bottom of the parse tree. Alright, so the grammar should be changed in such a way that we obtain only this kind of parse tree, not this parse tree. Then, how can we make the grammar to be left associative? The grammar can be made left associative if it ensures that it is left recursive. Consider this grammar. E derives E plus, let me take T. Okay, and the value for t is id. Okay, so over here if we see, or yeah, and the value for e is also id. So I will be substituting the value for t over here. Let me not take this production. I will just write it as id over here. Okay, so the value for e is also id. So over here if you see, the parse tree grows only towards the left side since it is made left recursive. Do you observe that it is made left recursive? So over here if I draw like this, then this e can be replaced again by e and id. Right, there is plus over here, plus. This e later can be replaced by id. So now we get this input string id plus id plus id. See, we have made it left recursive. Through left recursive property, we have obtained the left associativity property as well. So this is the way how we obtain this expression, or we can parse this expression so that it derives only one parse tree. Okay, so using these two concepts, let us rewrite this grammar so that we can produce or draw only one parse tree. That is, we can get only one derivation. So I'll be writing it over here. This grammar can be replaced by e derives e plus t. Okay, or just the t. T in turn derives t star f, or just the f, and f in turn derives e in the parenthesis or the id. So over here if you observe, the tree grows from the bottom to the top, alright, or the substitution always in the parse tree happens from the bottom to the top. So over here we have given the highest precedence to the parenthesis, followed by the multiplication, followed by addition for this input string. Alright, so if using this grammar, if we draw the parse tree, then there is a chance to get only one parse tree, one kind of parse tree only can be obtained. So let us see how to do that. E is the starting symbol, alright, so using which I can only get this possibility of replacement. It can be replaced only by this expression, right, this production or this production. If I write e derives t, then I will not get this input string, so I will be using this production. Okay, now t is replaced by t star f to get this input string. So let me write over here, t is replaced by t star f. Okay, now this t is replaced now by e is replaced by t, this production, and t in turn is replaced by f, f in turn is replaced by id. Now we have got this id towards the left side. Now the next left side, t can be replaced by f, f can be replaced by id, and this f in turn can be replaced by id. So now we have got id plus id star id. If you observe, there is only one possibility of, or one kind of parse tree only can be obtained using this grammar. There are no other way that can be substituted, or no other productions that can be substituted so that we can derive any other kind of parse tree. Alright, so by making these changes to this grammar, we have derived only one kind of parse tree, and we have made this grammar to be unambiguous. Now consider this string. Now in the question they might ask you, what is the ambiguity nature for this arithmetic expression and how it can be eliminated. Alright, so over here using the grammar, the basic grammar that is used is this one, and this grammar is ambiguous. You should say that, and this grammar should be replaced by this type of replacement. Okay, this type of derivations has to be, it has to be done to get this, or to obtain the unambiguous nature of the input string or the grammar. The grammar is made unambiguous using these kind of changes or replacements. So now for this input string, the grammar that I replace can be written in this way: e plus t, or t derives t star f or f, and f in turn derives 2 or 3 or 4. There is no need for us to write this parenthesized expression because it is not there in this input string. Alright, so now if it has been replaced, or if the grammar is written in this way, then let us use this grammar to draw a parse tree. Now E is replaced by E plus T, and T is replaced by T star F. Alright, now this T or F, yeah, let us start from the left side, right? E is replaced by T, T is replaced by F, F is replaced by, what is the first identifier or the first number that we need to get is 2, right? Let me write 2. I have option to get is to substitute it with any of these three values. Now let me take the next one. T replaced by F, F is replaced by 3. This F is replaced by 4. Now I have obtained the input string 2 plus 3 star F. So using this parse tree, I have parsed this input string where I have got only one parse tree. Okay, so there are no other possibilities where the substitution or the replacement can be done in any other way. Okay, by that or by this, it means that we can get only one kind of parse tree, and we have made this grammar to be unambiguous. So I hope it is clear for you people. Thanks for watching.